No, I thought, our ability to make some shots and then kind of blend in some post-ups. We had a couple bunnies that we missed, to start the first 5, 6 minutes of the game. We got one of them back, and Zach got an and one. He missed the other one. But no, anytime we can have that complement of good decision-making, making threes, and then getting the ball at the rim with our size, we're going to put some people in some binds. Right. Well, I think, we have a lot of guys that, could start, and we bring starters off the bench. And so, even though they might not be guys that log minutes, sometimes we have some guys that timeshare. We have some guys that play a little bit more than other guys. But it also just depends on the game. So I thought they had made some tough shots in that stretch, and I thought defensively we were doing a pretty good job. We weren't doing a good job boxing out. We just had to reward ourselves and finish those possessions. But, to be in that position, and Sasha Stefanovic hadn't really gotten going yet. Ethan Morton found him a couple times. Travion found him. And, we just stayed with it. I thought those guys were doing good things. And I don't think it was anything to be alarmed about. But there's not too much of a drop-off with the people that come off our bench, if there's any at all. Just being able to get into offense, I think they make it tough for you to get into offense and run what you want. So we had to adjust some things and run some different things to try to manipulate that. And then your decision-making has to come into play. Things can be open, but if you can't see it or make it, make that pass through their pressure, it's useless. So just to be able to have overall decision-making across the board. At times, we get into situations where it's good action, and then we don't see it clearly, we don't read it quite like that. But I thought tonight we had a lot of opportunities where our guys did do those things. But that just needs to get better, in my opinion. We got to do a little bit better job of sprinting and having spacing and getting away from each other. At times we get on top of each other. When you get guys that can shoot, they're just kind of running to the ball at times instead of staying away from the ball and letting the ball find them. And so, but you'll have that with guys that can shoot because they just feel like the closer they can get to it, the better the situation. With those guys, they stay on top of you. So you got to back cut them. You got to open things up. You got to get pockets of space for people to post up or to people to drive, or they'll just take everything away. And then I think if you can keep us off the glass, that's another thing. Sometimes when we go through struggles, it doesn't look like it because we're getting on the glass. We're getting offensive rebounds. So we just got to keep working on our spacing, our execution, and then continue to work offensively on the glass.
Will it help you get there?
Yeah, just for your sanity, yes. Yeah, more than anything. It's hard. They take you out of. He needs to get all the credit in the world. He's been fabulous there. He's got a system. He plays differently. We're all. People always tell us, like, hey, you guys run great stuff. I've stole everything that we run. I've stole every single solitary thing we run. And so I just take it and I put it into what we do and I switch it up. He's taken something defensively and nobody else does what he does. Nobody switches 5 ways and takes things out the way he does. People will do it, but they won't do it for the full 40 minutes. He goes into Duke, he goes into North Carolina, he goes to Louisville, he goes to Syracuse. He does it against. He makes people play differently, and he's been great at it. 2 Sweet 16s and an Elite 8. And so, kudos to those guys. So just our ability to be able to finally get a win against them, even if it was 2 points, we'd be ecstatic. Yeah. Well, they didn't put me in for my playing ability. So yeah, you should have saw who we were playing. But no, it's an honor. I think anytime you can get inducted into a Hall of Fame as a coach, first of all, it means you have good players. So we've had a lot of good players here at Purdue, and so, but no, it's an honor. I'm a guy that follows the game very closely and reads about stuff like that. And but no, it's when you look at the coaches that get all those attention, I'm yet to meet a really good coach with bad players. That person doesn't exist. So, Purdue is a great school. It's great education. It's a great location where there's a lot of players around. You have good coaches. And so I think that's been the real telltale for us. We haven't done better in recruiting. I think we've done better in evaluating. And being able to walk away from really, really talented guys that don't match the production on that level and finding guys that are just productive and that fit. You got to have 2 or 3 guys that can really do it, but those other guys that fit in, man, that's what makes a great team. I think you're seeing that more and more at the professional level. Once the superstars are set, who blends in with those superstars ends up being a big key. You got to have the main guys, but no, it's It's a great honor, and very fortunate to be in this position as Purdue's coach. I thought he was great. We want him to be aggressive and shoot the basketball. He can really shoot. He can catch and shoot when people are on him. He's got a good shot fake. I thought when he caught the ball early when he was in there, took his time, took his shot, played off a shot fake and got a pull up one time, got a pull up later in the second half, and that's what he needs to do. But he made a good pass to Sasha in the opposite corner in the second half that it didn't go down, but it was the right play. He had the one turnover that got deflected, but it was the right play. And so he tried to advance it a couple times on the break, and that's just not his game. His game isn't starting plays. His game is finishing plays. And but I thought he did a really good job. But he played well to where those minutes are justified too. When you stay in that 8 to 12 minute mark, it's really hard to get anything done. It just is. So he played well enough for 17 minutes, and that helped him. Sasha, being in foul trouble, he really kind of kept us afloat there offensively when Sasha was out.